John's, fine. I've managed to survive to 60 years, and my 60th party will be there on January the 20 something or whatever it is. So it's an opportunity on the quieter days for private functions to occur.
And can you give us some idea about the times that these private parties will finish, please?
In line with the licensing times that we've given, and I think we have put opening hours up to 11 o'clock in the middle in the week. Nobody in the right mind should be up later than that, in my opinion.
Thank you for the clarification. Councillor Kinnersley?
Thank you. So just to clarify then, so in point 2.6, where it says there's further request that alcohol sales be extended for private parties 12 till 3 in the morning, does that not? No?
I don't remember, unless my daughter snuck that in. I'm very happy to have that removed.
Okay, so your private parties will go up until the usual.
The usual, yeah, I did. Yep. So I beg your pardon. I wasn't aware of that. It's not a late night venue. That's what the deeper into town is for.
Councillor Murray?
So just to clarify again, you also asked for, or the application asks for New Year's Eve 12 till 3.
Yes,
yeah.
I think that's under that specific circumstance.
So just
reasonable.
that one day of the year?
That's Christmas morning, New Year's Eve as well. And somebody snuck, my daughter may have snuck in the private parties later. She's younger than me. But yeah. We're happy to have a, if you wanted a discussion out there, that's we're flexible on that.
Councillor Kinnersley?
So we're having the discussion now about that, so that's a good thing. So just to be clear then, that request is being removed.
That's
from the
private parties till 3 o'clock. No.
Okay, that's great. Just want to make sure.
That's definitely a daughter thing.
I wonder if you would clarify, is the CCTV colour CCTV or black and white
100%.
CCTV?
No, it's proper colour, and I can't remember the actual intensity of it. The ones that we've got in Broad Street, the police ask us for, because it's so vivid, and we've, on that one, I don't know why they keep asking us. There was some rape that went on in the toilets of Crown Gate when we managed to provide evidence towards that. I don't know why the police don't have, or the city doesn't have CCTV down in Lower Broad Street. But what we do put up is recordable for a month. It lasts for a month on the system, and anybody can take it and use it.
Thank you for the clarification. I have another further question about staff.
Yeah.
Obviously, the staff will be travelling to and from your venue at antisocial hours.
Yeah.
Without public transport. So I was wondering what facilities you have for them, if there's going to be, for instance, cycle parking perhaps?
There's cycle parking at the back, and secure cycle parking at the back. Most people live in town anyway, weirdly. A lot of the staff that, I'm 20 minutes away in not Plains, in Barbourne. Most of them either get a lift home or they walk because they are genuinely connectable. I can't think of any of my staff who live so far out that they need a car. And I think at the end of the night, after a couple of sherbets, I think they shouldn't be using a car anyway. But that's what the taxis are for. Most of them get Uber.
Thank you for the clarification. Councillor Kinnersley, please.
Thank you, Councillor Cooper. I just wanted to ask a little bit more about the music.
Yep.
So you've said certainly not amplified music.
100%. 100. Sorry.
Or late night club music. So you've talked about sort of background.
There's a little, yes, it's little piped jazz music. My brother is part of an Irish Ceilidh band. He'll be fiddling and diddling in the corner on occasion, let's just say. But I've got a personal aversion to anything amplified. And if you want to modify that you could only tick it or untick it. So, but if you want any clarification on that,
yeah, no,
not that anybody's going to hear it, because it's the sound deadening is so good there, because we've built it ourselves.
So, I just sort of was wondering why. Yeah. If you're not anticipating very much sort of sound disturbance from the building, why the the sound insulation in the first place, or is it more just general principles and noise traffic?
We're required by building regs to achieve 43 decibels. You can still hear people, and I just like to know that there's privacy, audible privacy between all of the compartments. There's 9 apartments above. Some of them are Airbnb, and guys will typically come off the station and want to rest in their rooms before they go to town or whatever they do. And we got a pride issue in trying to get at the moment, even the builders are saying, can we get 52 decibels? It's a matter of pride to up the ante, because it doesn't really cost that much to make it more of a better environment. I don't anticipate any noise traveling this way or that way within the venue. I just personally don't like amplified music.
Councillor Murray.
With regard to CCTV, I know the police have asked you to keep a log of when the cameras have been checked. How often will you check the cameras to make sure they're in working condition?
You have to check them monthly.
Monthly?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just like you have to check the fire alarm system, there's a whole series of checks that go that are part of the operating schedule, and it has to be done, otherwise it can affect your insurance or anything like that.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Carroll, can I ask, you've spoken extensively about closing windows late at night and air conditioning. I was wondering if there was kind of any air filtration or air purification without the fresh air coming in. I wonder if you could expand, please.
I actually designed passive house, designed houses where they are a sealed bubble, and you can bring in fresh air. You can preheat it by the stale air going out, and it's called a mechanical heat and ventilation system. If we need it, we'll put it in, but we're of the mind, because it's a breathable building. It's not a modern building. We suspect that it'll be fresh enough. It'll find its way in, even with the windows closed. If it gets stuffy, then we will deal with it mechanically. I don't want to, because you don't want anything rumbling around in the yard. Plus, it's power. It uses power and all the like. I'm more minded to use natural means if I can. And you can actually have acoustic ventilators within buildings. We're using those upstairs in the flats. Those will probably be instigated downstairs as well. They're acoustically baffled before the fresh air comes in. I can provide details, so you'll see them actually in the building.
Thank you. I know exactly the ones you're talking about. Thank you. Councillor Murray, please.
Outside, when it's very cold, so conversely, will you be providing heaters for the people sitting outside?
Yeah, we've reclaimed some old radiators, really old, and we've got a very small boiler in the basement that are chucking the water around these old radiators. That's our primary source of heat within the building.
Okay, thank you very much for answering all our questions and your patience. We're now going to call for an adjournment for the panel to decide. Feel free to have a wander around our beautiful building.
No problem. I'll mooch around.
Sorry, Chair, just before we adjourn, I've just realised I haven't done my legal advice, if that's all right.
Charlotte,
just
would you
before-
do a legal advice,
Yes,
please?
thank you. So, the licensing objectives are your paramount consideration. You need to have regard to the representations that you've had today, both the written and oral, and you shouldn't put any additional weight on what you've heard today compared to what you've had in your papers. You're reminded that the application does fall within the cumulative impact policy, which means your starting point is refusal unless you're satisfied that it won't add to the cumulative impact in the area. You need to have regard to your section 182 guidance and our statement of licensing policy, and then you need to consider the application today and determine whether to grant it as requested, subject to the variation to remove the 3 AM private parties. You can modify the conditions of the licence by altering or adding to them. You can reject the application in whole or in part, but I will just remind you that you shouldn't modify or reject conditions just because it's desirable to do so. It must be appropriate in order to promote the licensing objectives. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, we'll adjourn this meeting shortly. Thank you. Thank you for your patience, Mr. Carroll. We would like to grant the amended application with the additional conditions from the police. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank
And
you.
you'll get a written decision notice within the next 5 working days. Thank you.
Thank you. I call this meeting to a close.